Angelus Domini nunciavit Mariae,
et concepit de Spiritus Sancto.
When it comes to potential works, basically anything that's apostolic, that's using the spiritual works of mercy, would be an acceptable work. So before I answer that question, maybe we should go into some works that would not be acceptable. So if you have something like a food drive or a coat drive, those are good works, but they're not acceptable works for the legionary because they are corporal works of mercy, not spiritual works of mercy. So legionaries, of course, are encouraged to do things like this, but it just wouldn't count as their daily work. Similarly, if you go out and you pray the rosary or you go to Eucharistic adoration, again, these are very wonderful things, but they wouldn't satisfy your 2 hours of work that you're supposed to do. So we kind of mentioned some of the works that we did in a previous question, but some of the works that we're hoping to get involved in beyond this are going to prisons in particular. I know there's a number of people that have come up to me and said like, oh, it'd be wonderful if we were able to go into jails or prisons. And that is a wonderful work for the Legion of Mary. The one thing that can sometimes be a detriment to that is we are supposed to do our works in pairs, but if it's absolutely impossible, we could do it individually if it's impossible not to do it in pairs. Also, Eucharistic extraordinary ministers of Holy Communion are oftentimes requested for prison ministry. That is something that the Legion of Mary is not to be involved in. So that's something we would just not get involved with at St. Benedict's. Again, I mentioned in a previous video that the Legion is kind of like the sheepdogs that bring people to the shepherd. So hopefully if we could train people to want to receive the sacraments, we can get a priest to them to administer the sacraments to them, to hear their confessions, to distribute the Blessed Sacrament. But the Legion of Mary should not be involved with distributing the Blessed Sacrament, as that's not our role as the laity. Beyond that, there's any number of works that we can do. We've been talking about going out into public places and setting up a table and a tent and passing out literature and sacramentals. We've done that in the past. We've gone to Mount Trashmore. We've also gone to Chesapeake City Park. We're hoping to make that a more regular work. We've also talked about the possibility of going out to any sort of public place, such as an airport or a bus station, where there's just foot traffic or baseball games. And just passing out religious literature, inviting people to become Catholic, passing out sacramentals, things of that nature. So it's really limitless what we can do in the Legion of Mary. As our Lord says, the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. So we're hoping that these videos and St. Benedict's will be able to provide a bounty of harvesters to go out to the fields.
Sancta Maria Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae.